Howdy folks, and I hope your laughs are many and inappropriate wherever you are in collecting land. And welcome back to the channel for another 1/6 scale figure unboxing and review. And today it's the turn of Hot Toys' long-awaited Artisan take on Joaquin Phoenix as Arthur Fleck from the 2019 Todd Phillips directed smash hit movie Joker. Usual format folks, we'll be taking a look at the box, then the accessories, then it'll be the figure and going out with the usual showcase at the end. But before we dive in, I would like to send a Wayne Manor-sized shout out to everyone who supported the channel. And I'd also like to say a huge thank you to everyone who sent me a get well message. Mr. Go Figure is slowly on the mend and slightly less medicated, so this particular review might be a bit more coherent than the last few videos. But we're both on the mend, as I say, the channel and myself, so we should be back up to speed very soon indeed. And please drop a like on this review as it helps other people find the channel, and if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you don't miss any of the 1/6 scale reviews, news and showcases that we've got coming up. So the movie, it's a bona fide work of genius in my opinion. Not so much the sequel unfortunately, but the less said about that the better. And let's get this out of the way before we start. This is not a comparison video with In-Art's take on the Joker. I don't own the In-Art version. I passed on it when it was released as I was sort of financially committed to a shed load of other stuff at the time, so I passed on that. And although comparisons are almost inevitable, the differences are huge, not least the price point. There's a massive difference. So we're here to look at the merits of the Hot Toys version and not to enter into a In-Art versus Hot Toys pissing competition. So without further ado, let's do as we always do and have a quick look at this box. Let's stop it from spinning if I can get my hand in there. And very impressive box it is too. This is only my second foray into Hot Toys Artisan pieces. I have the Pirates of the Caribbean Jack Sparrow. This is number 2. So yeah, but the packaging I really do like. It puts me in mind of the old DX figures, the old magnetically clasped boxes back in the day there, and lets an old man reminisce. But yeah, beautiful stock card here, really solid box. It's got this sort of slipcover design with the main box coming out at the side here. And you have this red, green and orange colour scheme to reflect the Joker's suit, obviously. What you've got on the front there in this red relief is what I'm assuming is a shot of the head sculpt itself, done, as I say, in this red relief. And if the light's catching this, you've got ha 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 in this sort of highlighted section running down the side here. It says Joker, obviously we've got the Joker Artisan edition. Obviously this is the rooted hair version. Hot Toys bottom left hand corner, DC bottom right, and the Hot Toys exclusive label in the top left hand corner. On the sides you've got a continuation of that sort of foil lettered ha ha ha, Joker again, Artisan edition, continuation of that colour scheme. On the right hand side, obviously this is the slipcover section. This is done in green. It says the Joker on there. On the top of this box, and this weighs a ton, it says Joker, and same again on the bottom there. Around the back we've got the usual credits and warnings. Don't piss this figure off or it might make you acknowledge its existence. And you've got another shot of what I'm assuming is the figure, because that's one of the shots that I've seen in the promotional photos for this particular figure. You've got the ha 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 again, you've got splodges of orange and green, and yeah, the whole thing really nicely presented. So let's get the slipcover out. Okay, so slipcover off, and the first thing you are greeted with is this foam inlay card, as we tend to see with Artisan pieces. Foam backed, and some really nice shots of the figure there. These are shots that have been used in the promotional photos for this particular piece, and it says Artisan Joker, put on a happy face, DX, and Joker at the top there. Put that to one side, and underneath you have yet another slipcover, this inlay card. As we come to expect with DX figures, Artisan pieces, you remove that and it says put on a happy face there, which is also actually repeated around the side of the box as well. That's the only lettering on the box on the inside, and you're greeted with the accessories, the figure itself, the head sculpt, and everything you'd come to expect. So that's the box. So without further ado, let's get all these accessories out, let's dive down onto the table and have a look at everything that comes with your Joker figure. So, accessories out, and I forgot to mention at the top there that this is a brand new figure. It has literally just come through the door, and this is the first time I've seen the sheer quantity of stuff that comes with this figure. So we will zip through this accessory section as quickly as possible. Instruction manual, do have a read of it. This whole diorama base needs some careful construction. So yeah, instruction manual, put that to one side. Hands, you know me and my hands, 10 pairs. Yeah, I'm in hand heaven on this one. Absolutely excellent. And great to see that they are all these replaceable forearm hands. No ugly wrist pegs here. It's great to see. 2025, wrist pegs, visible wrist pegs should be a thing of the past, and I think it's great to see. So yeah, and a lot of different gestures here, and this is what makes this figure, I think, is we need those expressive hands. So there's an open palm pair already on the figure. We'll take a look at those when we bring it out. Let's grab a few of these at random, and those who've seen the film will recognize a lot of these expressions, particularly these sort of bent back palm expressions for when he's dancing and so on. And I just think yeah, a great choice and a wide range here. Fantastic to see. Let's have a look at the kind of quality we're looking at here now. Straight away, this sculpt looks excellent to me. First thing that strikes me is they've captured the physique of Joaquin Phoenix. Obviously he'd lost an awful lot of weight for the film. He was quite thin, and they've captured that really, really well. But the sculpt looks on point to me. You've got a lot of vein work and bone work going on in keeping with that sort of skinny physique that he had. You can see the vein work underneath the arm there, and on top of it you've got sculpted in bone work, which is great to see. And one of the first things I noticed straight out of the box was the moles on the back of the hands, the blemishes on the back of the hands. So if the light's catching this, you can see that they've been replicated. There's one at the base of the thumb there, and those two asymmetrical ones on the back of the hand. I think that is fantastic. That is real attention to detail there from Hot Toys. I think they've done a cracking job there. Paint applications, really, really good. You've got this is not just painted on, this hair on the back of the forearm there. This is actually sculpted in and then painted as well. And I think they've done a phenomenal job here, Hot Toys. They really have. Sculpted in fingernails with cuticles, great to see. Yeah, sculpt, paint applications, and attention to detail, exemplary. Let's take a look at this pointing finger hand now. As before with the right hand there, if you pick up another left hand, and I'm going to try and grab another left hand at random here, you'll see that those paint applications match again with those blemishes on the back of the hand. Excellent, really, really good work here from Hot Toys. The creasing on the palms, everything nailed on. I'm liking these a lot. So yeah, 10 pairs of those. Let's put those to one side. What else do you get? You get the mask, sculpted plastic, the Joker mask that everybody's wearing. It's got this sort of artificial green hair on the side. Paint applications are screen accurate, and a bit of elastic at the back if you're wanting to pose in with it. Don't think I'll be using this. More likely you'll be holding it, but yeah, screen accuracy's there. Paint applications are great. Sculpt is great. So that's the mask. He also comes with his revolver, one piece of sculpted plastic, relatively simple this, but nicely done. This what I believe looks like a snub-nosed Smith & Wesson to me, but I could be wrong. Paint applications are pretty good. As I say, you've got a revolving chamber there that pops out, and you can see the bullets on the inside if the camera is picking that up. No cocking action here, but overall, yeah, nicely done. And Hot Toys have been making 6-scale guns for a long time, so we would expect it to be accurate and on point. So yeah, that's the gun. You also get the cigarette. I haven't taken this out yet for the purposes of this review because Mr. Go Figure has a tendency to lose these, but yeah, I am assuming that is sculpted plastic in there, and yeah, it will be coming out before the end of the review, just not now, in case it goes wandering. So that's the cigarette. You also get this little package. Now, I am assuming what comes in this package, you've got 3 buttons there. I believe these are buttons, so I'm assuming these are replacement buttons for the jacket, the waistcoat, the shirt, because of the colour. What this piece of plastic is on the inside, I have no idea. I've checked the instructions, and I haven't got a clue what that is. If you know what that is, please let me know in the comment section below. So that's that. It gets his notebook with his jokes and his life story in it. Sculpted plastic, really nicely done. Looks like material. The paint applications on there are very good to give it that sort of leather-like look. The paint applications on the spring binding on the edge, very nicely done. And yeah, and it's got a bit of flexibility to it if you wanted to pose him holding it. So that's the notebook. Let's take a look at this. Well, we're going to see this, obviously, when we bring the figure out, we're going to see this enormous diorama base in all its glory, but we'll have a quick look at some of the pieces close up. The chair, very heavy, this got some heft to it. It's solid plastic, and yeah, the screen accuracy and the color looks on point to me from the Murray Franklin show. Very solid indeed. It's painted and sculpted to look like material, and that comes off very, very well indeed. If you look on the back sections here, you can see that that sort of crisscross of almost like a Hessian type material, really nicely done, and then shaded into the seams there along the top with that brown paint application to give it that material look and to pick out the detailings. Creases there at the arms, and I did notice this straight out of the box as well. Lesser companies would have gone for a simple flat seated section on this chair, but what they've done is they've sculpted in indentations here so you can have him in that sort of infamous cross-legged pose where he's talking to Murray when he's on the show. But overall, yeah, paint applications very, very nice. Sculpt very, very nice. The base itself is plastic as well, but painted to look like that sort of stainless steel. And yeah, a very, very screen accurate, well painted and well sculpted chair. So we'll pop that to one side. What else comes with the diorama? Two separate base sections. You'll see how all this fits together when we've constructed it off camera. It does slot together like that. This is where the chair goes, and then you get the backdrop here where these two sections are. So you can, the good thing about this is you could use these separately. If you wanted to go for a more dancing pose or something not in the studio, you can use this section of base, or you can use it in conjunction with this one as well. It's got this sort of embossed felt covering on the top to sort of indicate carpet here, and there's a felt covering on the back there where the poles go in. This section is it's sort of that hexagon, that large hexagon that we used to get with DX figures, but it's off at an angle. Used to be like that, but Hot Toys have done it this way, and it's got this plastic cover on. Let's remove it if we can on camera, because nothing gives Mr. Go Figure more pleasure than removing these. Oh yes, oh, that's very, very nice indeed. I enjoyed that. What I like what they've done here is super high gloss, so it's going to scratch to buggery very, very quickly. So, but what they've done is they've actually given it a worn look, a scuffed look, and I really, really like that. I think that's a great idea. It gives that the stage there that he's on. That used and slightly more authentic feel to me. You've got no felt pads underneath. It would have been nice to see some feet on this thing, but it is what it is. And you've got the Joker's nameplate on the front there. This is not metal or anything like that. This is simply sculpted into the plastic of the base itself, and it's got that Joker logo on it. So that's that major part of the base. This base is just simple plastic, but with that foam, felt covering on all the sides there. So let's get these big pieces out the way so we've got some space. And what else have we got with this diorama base? There's the top section. Now this is the LED functioning section. This is meant to obviously represent the sort of the scaffolding that these curtains are hanging on. All sculpted plastic. You've got the applause sign there. I believe this lights up. It's USB-C. I think it's there. You simply plug your USB-C cord into there, into the correct power outlet, and there's an on-off button as well. Great to see we are getting away finally from button cell batteries and even AAA's at this point. I'm just so pleased that Hot Toys have done it. It is, as regulars to the channel will know, button cell batteries, any kind of batteries in 1/6 scale figures or their dioramas, it really grinds my gears, and it's great to see USB-C being used. These spotlights on the top here, they're movable on the frame, and I believe they light up as well, but we'll take a look at that when we've constructed this monster. Final part of the base, well, there's two pieces. There is the wooden backdrop, which slots into that section that we've looked at. Now, this is really, really nicely done, and I believe this is wood, or it's got a wood coating. It says that wood backdrop in the instructions, but I'm not 100% convinced. What this looks like could be compressed card, although it does have a grain in this edge here, so I'm going to take Hot Toys' word for this, and this is wood. And then they put this veneer on the top to replicate the studio scene. The lettering on here is in plastic. I'm assuming that's glued on. It looks very, very good indeed. And you've got this sort of wood grain effect going all the way through it. Very, very nice. The only thing I was concerned of just prior to shooting the accessories section was I had a quick flip through the instruction manual, and to actually position this, it's got this card piece on the back now. To attach this to the rest of the diorama base, these two sections of card fold up to support it. I'm not convinced that that's going to do the job or stand the test of time, but we'll see when we put the whole thing together. But overall, yeah, I think that is a cracking replication of the backdrop from the TV show. So that's the backdrop. Get that out of the way. Obviously got the curtains. I am not going to unfurl these at this point because it's just it's going to take up way too much space. They come wrapped around these two clear plastic poles, which are used in actually constructing the diorama, and the curtains themselves are made out of what feels like it doesn't. My first thought was this is cotton, but it's not. I think this is a man-made material, but you've got the cream, orange, red and blue stripe running through there, and the stitch work looks really nice, and we'll see them in action when we've built the whole thing. So that's the curtains. You get a standard issue waist grabber, but you also get the crotch cup as well. Interesting to see how you can use these in conjunction. I'm assuming one is going to be for the simple poses, one for perhaps more dynamic posing if you're using that second part of the diorama base. I'm not awfully keen on waist grabbers, especially not with materially suited figures like this, but we'll see how it works. So crotch grabber and waist grabber, and finally, not technically an accessory, this piece. This is the rooted head sculpt, but I thought we'd take a look at it in this section simply because it is so beautifully packaged. Yeah, it comes in this clear container that collectors of Hot Toys Artisan pieces will recognise. There's the Joker on the front there. Lift that off, take off the plastic cover, and let's have a quick once over with this head sculpt before we bring the rest of him out. I've got to say, I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot. The hair is what we've come to expect from Artisan pieces. It's got that sort of flex at the bottom there, but the top section has been coated and treated so it maintains its style. The colour looks right to me. There is a section under here that lifts off, I believe, so you can access the purse system. We will do that when we bring the figure out. I don't want to start fiddling with it just yet, but straight away I've got to say the sculpt, the paint application, the skin tones and textures are looking very, very good, even down to the blemishes in the skin on the chin there. The eyes look super glassy. The creasing in the face, all of this looks very, very promising indeed, but we'll have a closer look at this and how it works with the body when we bring the body out. So yeah, that's the head sculpt. So without further ado, let's construct this monster of a diorama base. Let's get this head onto the body, let's put the whole thing together and see how it works as a whole. Okay folks, so figure out and enormous diorama base constructed, and we've had to pull right back here to get this whole thing in shot. You will see this diorama base in a lot more detail up close in the showcase at the end, but as I say, to get the whole thing in, we needed to pull back a little bit. Construction process, relatively simple on this diorama base. The only thing I would say be mindful of is there's a section at the top here that holds the curtains that needs slotting out and then slotting back in again. It is quite delicate, this whole framework here holding the spotlights is plastic. So I would say be super careful when sliding that in and out. You don't want to snap that whole arrangement at the top there. But yeah, first impressions, even from a distance, first impressions are very, very good indeed, I think. This is looking exceptionally good. I've not gone for any crazy poses or any of the accessories. I've gone for a seated position because we're going to have an up close with the figure. You'll see more dynamic poses and a variety of poses, as I say, in the showcase at the end. But yeah, that diorama base looks absolutely fantastic. I think it's great. Loving the light up features, and regulars to the channel will know I'm not a huge fan of light up features with my 6 scale figures, but occasionally one presses the right buttons and I think this is very, very good indeed. But yeah, let's get up close and personal with Joker. Let's get him off that stand and bring him front and center so we can have a look at the details. Straight away, proportionally, this is looking excellent. I think the body they've used here reflects that slimness. There isn't an angle here where that body is not in proportion. I think the suit itself, the outfit, looks exceptionally good, very well tailored, but we will do as we always do. We will start at the bottom and work our way up. Let's start with these feet. So it's these sort of heeled shoes that Joker wears. They're all one piece of sculpted plastic. I'll get these as close in as I can so you can see the details here. Nicely sculpted. You've got that super high gloss tip going on there, then that more sort of brown effect. The super high gloss detail is picked out really nicely. Although they are sculpted plastic, the sculpting on these shoes gives that material look in the brown sections, which is really nice to see. Lift them up, white socks, which is screen accurate, which is obviously going to be very good for when you're posing him sat in the chair. Articulation, these joints are, I'm not going to say they're super stiff, but they're very, very firm indeed, and I like that. There's no jankiness at all in this body. Now, as far as articulation goes, you've got a tilt left and right there. You've obviously got forward and backward motion, not so much backward because of the nature of the back of the shoe itself, but overall, yeah, you've got a full range of motion as you'd expect from a Hot Toys figure there. Moving up now, let's take a look at this suit. Now, straight away, the fit and finish on this suit is very, very good indeed. It feels like a high quality cotton material, and yeah, a bit of a dust magnet. It's already attracting bits of dust, but yeah, the fall looks right to me and screen accurate. There are no threads hanging down. The six scale stitch work looks absolutely on point, and as regulars to the channel will know, it really, really grinds my gears when the stitch work isn't in proportion. It can throw out the rest of the figure. So overall, yeah, that suit looks the right color, the right shade of red. And I've heard some debate that the colors are off with the suit on this figure. I've heard some comments bandied around. What I will do is I'll actually put up a photo of the suit itself, and to me, I think these shades look absolutely spot on. But yeah, the stitch work in the high-waisted pants there at the groin area looks excellent. And we've got, there is some padding on this figure, so I am assuming what Hot Toys have done here is they've used a super slim body and then padded it out. It feels like there's a little bit of padding going on in the leg area here, at the thigh area. Not so much, yeah, there's a little bit going on down at the bottom of the legs here as well. Now, whether that's the body or padding, I'm not 100% certain. I am not going to take this suit off to check, but we'll check the articulation while we're here. Yeah, you've got a super sturdy ratchet, double ratchet joint at the knees there. That leg's going to go all the way back up there. I'm not going to push it too far, but yeah, it's a double ratchet joint there. You've got a swivel there at the top of the thigh, which is great to see. Let's check the yeah, there's a full-on ab crunch, and all the joints on this, as I say, on this figure are super sturdy. A firm, a medium to firm, which is good to see. Let's take a look at the jacket. Let's get him up close and let's have a really up close look at this jacket. Now, tailoring, very, very good. As I said before, stitch work in that collar area looks on point. That collar and the fall of the jacket, the fit on the shoulders and down the arms, it's falling really well. It looks screen accurate. You've got a red lining, man-made fiber red lining on the inside there. The waistcoat on the inside, just that right shade of yellow, verging on orange, but it's sort of a mustard colour. But once again, impeccable stitch work on there, and those buttons. Now, I'm not sure how these, I'm not even going to attempt to take that off. Yeah, those buttons, I don't know whether I don't think they're snaps under there, because you would be seeing more of a bulge there. I'm assuming that this waistcoat has been put on and isn't intended to come off. It'd be interesting to see what it looks like in the jacket. We will do that in the showcase at the end. Pocket pockets look really nice. They are functional, and as you can see here, bit of a dust magnet, picks up bits and pieces instantly, as most 6 scale suits do now. Also, as regulars to the channel will know, I always say that the tailoring a 6 scale suit to fall and look screen accurate and in proportion is one of the hardest things you'll do in action figure making, and I think Hot Toys have pretty much nailed it on here. That shirt underneath, the pattern in the shirt is correct. I'm going to get this as close in as possible with those white circles going on. Stitch work once again really good. I've also heard it said as well that this collar is too large on the Hot Toys version. Now, I tend to disagree with that, and once again, I'll put a photo up here at this point to confirm that, a still from the film, or a still of Joaquin Phoenix. I think that collar is just the right size, and I think it fits really, really well. And overall, yeah, the suit itself, I can't fault. I think they've done a cracking job here, Hot Toys. Also, as well, worth mentioning at this point, you've got wires running down both sides of the front of this jacket, which is absolutely essential, I think, with a figure of this nature, because you're going to have him in, unless he's obviously just sat in mind you, even if he is, he's just sat in the chair, this jacket's going to ride up to one side when he's got his legs crossed, so that's great that the Hot Toys have included that. When it comes to swapping out the arms, I'm not going to do this on camera. You're going to have to take my word for it. At the base of the the cuff of the shirt here, and I'll try and lift this jacket up a little bit so you can see it. There are metal clasps, as opposed to snaps or buttons. There are metal clasps in there. You simply release that metal clasp and then roll the sleeve up as a little bit, and then pop the arm out to swap it out. But we'll see the other arms in action. These are the open palm pair that we mentioned in the accessories section, and yeah, I think they're the same high standard as the others. We forgot to do the firmness test, and you're looking at a medium, soft to medium here, so gripping accessories shouldn't be an issue. And you're seeing obviously a replication of those sort of distinct birthmarks or moles on the back of the hand, and the vein work and bone work, etc. So on to the head sculpt. Now let's take a closer look at this head sculpt. Now, probably worth mentioning at this point, actually, the PERS system here. Now, I've had I won't say issues, but it's not been the easiest head sculpt to gain access to the eyes here. To actually to get to them, there is a flap under here which is magnetically attached. Now, to do that, you really do need to get your hands involved in this hair, and to me, it's perhaps not the best solution. I can't really think of another one at this point in time. However, you've really got to get that tool that they supply you with into the bottom there, underneath the hair, lever off that magnetic section, then slide out this hairpiece. Now, this hairpiece underneath is all one section attached to the piece that comes out, and then you've actually got to pull the hair either to either side or lift it up, the hair that's remaining, to get to the eyes and to get that tool in there. It is not the easiest thing in the world. You're pretty much flying blind a lot of the time. I found it very, very difficult, and it's not something I'd want to be doing on a regular basis, simply because I think you're going to start to lose the styling in this hair. Now, as mentioned before, I think the hair is absolutely excellent. And once again, I will put another photo up at this point just to show how screen accurate the colour and the style is. Now, that product in there is holding it in place, but I think if you are constantly removing that hairpiece at the back there, I think you are in danger of throwing it off a little bit. So I've got his eyes off camera. I set his eyes to looking off slightly to the left hand side there, because I like that look. I think it gives it more character than the staring straight on look. But I don't think I'll be changing that position that regularly. Yeah. Just to reiterate on this head sculpt, I think they've done an excellent job here, Hot Toys. They really have. It's the little details here that really make this piece stand out for me. The fact that the two red painted on eyebrows are slightly different heights on the forehead. That overlong crease there that runs, and if the camera's catching that across his forehead, which is screen accurate and accurate to Joaquin Phoenix. I'm seeing a little bit of a discoloration here in the corner of one eye, but I think that is meant to represent the white paint on the actually on his eyebrows as well. The paint applications and the gradiated way it goes into the hairline, very, very good indeed. The neck with those lines in there, it's not totally smooth. Paint applications and skin texturing, very, very good. So I think what Hot Toys have given us here is an excellent head sculpt, excellent body, and a superb tailoring on this suit. So that head is just riding up a little bit now. There is a locking attachment, as you can see there on the inside of that head sculpt, and you've got to hit the sweet spot to get it to go. There we go. Now it's low as it should be. Probably looked a little bit off there before because it was a tad too high up, but that's how it should sit. And to avoid that giraffe neck look, and I think proportionally they've done a cracking job here. So let's put him back on that stand. I think what we need to do next is get him into a pose on this rather fantastic diorama base and go in for final thoughts and a score on this guy. Okay folks, so it's time for a final verdict, final thoughts and a score on Hot Toys' take on Joker, aka Joaquin Phoenix. Let's start with that diorama base. Yes, you could argue that diamond section has been repurposed from old Hot Toys bases, but on the whole, I think they've done a cracking job with this diorama base, from the curtains, from the backdrop there, with the Live with Murray Franklin, up to the lighting rig at the top there. Okay, yes, it's plastic, could have been metal, could have been a tad sturdier, but on the whole, really nice to see, with that USB-C light up spotlight effect and the applause light. I think done really, really well. So overall, the diorama base itself is getting a thumbs up for me. Loving that raised section there. The chair is beautifully sculpted and painted. Looks to all intents and purposes like material. So I think another spot-on job there. Construction relatively simple. It's a sturdy piece. You're going to need a lot of acreage in the display to fit this big chap in, but I think it's worth it because I think it makes the piece pop that much more. Accessories, absolutely nailed on here. Not a vast amount to go at. You've got the gun, you've got the mask, you've got the cigarette, but probably most importantly is the huge array of swap out arms. I said that there were 10 pairs twice in the opening of this particular review. I blame the medication. It's actually 5, obviously. It's 10 hands in total, 5 pairs, but the sculpt, the paint application, the detailing, really, really good. The body itself, let's talk about this body. Excellent articulation, as we've come to expect from Hot Toys figures. The joints are suitably firm but not overly tight. The body itself feels of an exceptionally good quality, and the posability is excellent. The outfit, for me personally, I think they've nailed the outfit, and I think they've nailed the proportions as well. From those shoes that have been sculpted so well, the socks, the qualities of the material used, the colours, all excellent, all very, very well done, and the screen accuracy absolutely nailed on. That head sculpt now, I think this is a phenomenal head sculpt. I know there's going to be people out there who are going to bang the drum for in-art, and that's fine. I don't have the in-art figure, and if you think the in-art figure's better and you've got the in-art figure, then what's the point in picking this one up? But we're talking about this one, and I think that is a cracking head sculpt. I think the sculpt itself, the paint applications, the attention to detail, it's the same level of detailing that you get in the hands and the arms that you're getting in the head sculpt there. The hair itself, beautifully done, exceptionally well styled, the right colour, the right style. I suppose if I had one niggly complaint, it's the access to the purse system. There can be a little bit niggly, but overall I think that is a cracking head sculpt. Downsides, and these are more personal things I think than they are problems with the figure. I think I would have liked personally to have seen a swap out head sculpt. I love this sort of blank expression that he has on his face, that sort of menacing yet blank at the same time, but I would love to have seen a laughing head sculpt. So 2 head sculpts would have been a great addition here. I think just to finish it off, so if you do have him in you go for a dancing pose or something like that, to have that maniacal laugh head sculpt would have been a great addition as well. And these cuffs, we mentioned these cuffs in the previous section. They are a pain in the butt, as I discovered, to actually hook and unhook. And they are a very thin metal, so you do risk bending them. And they are simply sewn to the shirt itself, so they are not the easiest thing in the world to contend with. So I would say exercise caution there. But overall, I think this is a phenomenal piece from Hot Toys. I think they've done a fantastic job here. I'm loving their Artisan line. I think from the diorama base to the figure itself, I think it is a stunning piece of work and an example of Hot Toys flexing. Score out of 10. This is a tough one. As regulars to the channel will know, if I can't find fault with the figure, I have to give it a 10. And I am struggling to find anything wrong with this figure. I'm not going to give it a 10 though, because there's just a couple of minor niggles, as I mentioned before, and probably more personal than anything else. Swap out head sculpt would have been really nice. Maybe a slightly different solution on these cuffs here, because I can't see them lasting or standing the test of time. And maybe some way of accessing that purse system that didn't involve risking damaging that beautiful hair that Hot Toys have given us. So I'm going to add all those little things up, and I'm going to take a point off, and I'm going to give this guy a 9. Yeah, it's a 9 out of 10 for Hot Toys' take on Joaquin Phoenix as Joker from the 2019 Joker movie. So what are your thoughts on this piece? Have you got it on pre-order? Has it already landed for you? Do you have the in-art version? Anything at all? Yeah, anything at all on this particular figure, please drop a comment in the comment section below. I would be fascinated to hear your take on it. Is it something we didn't need? Did we not need another Joker figure? What do you think of Hot Toys Artisan line? Anything at all, as I mentioned. What have we got coming up on the channel? Well, we have the results of our 6 scale figure giveaway, the HH model and How You Toys Brad Pitt, Troy. The Achilles from Troy, that's still open, so if you're wanting a chance to win that figure, it's brand new, completely sealed, never been opened. That video's still up on the channel, so give it a watch, give it a comment, and you too can be in with the chance of winning that. We've also got a vast array of new figure reviews coming in. We've got stuff from Hot Toys, obviously, stuff from InArt, stuff from Susu Toys, Present Toys, Caustic Plastic, Exo 6, the list goes on. So as I mentioned at the top there, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you're not missing any of the good stuff that's coming up on the channel. And I suppose all that remains for me to say is, as always, a massive thank you for watching. From myself, from Joker, take care of yourselves, and until next time on the channel, happy collecting, and it's over to the showcase.